Hi, Cancer. Sorry, my hair is doing weird things. I can't make it stop. Welcome to your June 2023 reading. I'm not going to talk about astrology much today, or we're just not going to have like a focus on astrology. We're going to go super intuitive this month. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I have my whole June calendar open for readings. So if you would like to get the 6-month reading, June will be the last month that I'm offering the July through December 6-month reading. You can get that. I have like 8 spots left, I think. And I have some astrology readings available. I just have like coaching sessions. Like if you're just having a hard time in life right now, we can use all sorts of modalities in that, tarot, whatever. That's the mindful coaching session on my website. So, and even just a tarot reading if you need that as well. Just anything that is kind of coming up for you, now would be a great time. We are moving into a new place in June. Yay! And we're starting from scratch. Like, we don't have any furniture, so we're starting from scratch, and we got to get all the kitchen stuff and all the bedroom, like everything. So it would be really helpful with that kind of support. Your surrender card. My dear Cancers, happy birthday to the June Cancers. This is awesome. So the surrender card is from The Power of Surrender, and it like jumped out at me. So it really wants you to hear. Surrender to inner peace. Surrender to inner peace. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis in quiet, meditative moments. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. I love this for you guys. So I was just outside sitting on the porch in the place that we're in right now. We're not in our new place yet. We're still doing Airbnbs until June 8th. So I was out on the porch and we're in the desert. So I see this little lizard come up and like I'm preparing for your reading and I'm getting into your energy and I see this little lizard come up and I was just like watching him and he was watching me and he like, kind of just paused and we sort of did like a stare down for a little bit and then he scampered off and went like over the rocks and pebbles and into the foliage. And it was just very interesting to like be in that present moment and be so present with another creature. And like so often in nature, things scatter off really fast, but like some of those animals get really scared and they like pause. And but it was just, I don't know, it was just a really interesting. And like as I'm getting ready for your reading, I was cultivating inner peace and I was doing it with another one of God's creatures and completely different creature than what I am. Like totally different, obviously. But it was really cool. And so that I want you to really, really like pause and reflect on moments for yourself this June, especially for those of you that are having birthdays in June. This is your time to celebrate yourself. And with birthdays, we're always leveling up. I'm offer solar returns as well. So if you'd like to see what your next year would look like, that's an option for you guys. But yeah, just really, reflecting on what you want to see the next year look like for you. I'm not really big on like 5-year goals. Like I don't even do 5-month goals. So, there are days like I don't even care what's happening 5 days from now unless I have like a doctor's appointment that I have to be at or I have a session with a client that I have to do. But yeah, so but have goals for yourself that you can reflect on every day. It can be like a daily practice in order to do that. And that really helps to cultivate that inner peace, and just surrender to those moments that, yeah, there's a lot of clarity there. Oh, nice. Interesting. Okay. I'll probably get a couple more cards, but there's a lot of major arcana showing up here. So No, I'm told to stay with these 5. Okay. No more cards, just these 5. So, um, I feel like this feels like a month where you're really finding the balance between grief and clarity. And that is a tightrope walk, because so easily when we're trying to find the balance between grief and clarity, we can fall off one side and go too far into the grief side and not really believe the clarity that's coming. But this feels like a month of healing for you, Cancer. So we have the Sun, we have the Lovers. Now, remember, like, you guys can get all excited that the Lovers card is here if you want to. And it's a beautiful thing to get excited about, but probably not in the way that you think. Like, when I read the Lovers card, when the Lovers card comes up in readings that I'm doing, yes, there can be a relationship. There certainly can be a relationship in your life, or one that's coming into your life. That may be true for some of you. But for most of you, I'm reading this card and I'm reading about your wholeness. Okay? I'm reading about your energies becoming aligned within you. And it's not about how other people can fill you up. It's about you being complete and whole. And that's why I feel like with the Sun and the Lovers right here, because the Sun is extremely healing. That's the first energy that comes out. You are focused on growth, right? You're focused on the healing process. And through growth in the healing process, we become whole. And then we have the Death card. You could be dealing with a Leo, a Gemini, or a Scorpio, or even a Virgo energy, as we have the Hermit down here. But we have the Death card and we have the Five of Cups. So this is where that grief that I was talking about is coming in. And I think that the Hermit card came up. Now, you may be surrounded by some pretty strong energies in your life, and that's really going to help you get through the grief. And, grief comes in all sorts of different ways, shapes, and sizes. But if you've recently been through the ringer, which a lot of us have been through the ringer in the last just this year, in the last 6 months, it's been really rough. Like, I want to cry so bad. It's been so rough. So if you've been through the ringer, this and this, completely natural. These transitions and changes that we're going through, 100% natural, 100% normal to grieve the things that you've had to let go of, right? But not so much to the point to where we forget, right? There's still 2 cups down here. We still have plenty to be grateful for, to be happy about, even, right? And then we have the Hermit. And as much as this could be a Virgo in your life, this also feels like deep inner reflection. I feel like you're on a journey. I feel like this is a journey. I feel like you're a brand new baby sitting on a horse under the sun, like, just, you may be, sunbathing a lot in June, which would make a lot of sense since it's the beginning. Cancer season is the beginning of summer. So that's what we're going to get on the 21st. That is the summer solstice. So, and that's you usher that in, right? You're ushering that in. So I feel like the beginning of June, though, it does feel like there's you're healing some things that probably, like, when we get the Death card, that's massive change and transformation, right? Like, there's always that. The change and transformation is the only thing that we can really count on in life happening. Everything else is sort of up in the air. Not really sure. So let's look at the Sun. I feel like there is, okay. Let's So interesting. I love this though. You guys are cute. The Eight of Pentacles. I feel like there's somebody or things, experiences that you need to kind of like tighten your boundaries up on. But the Eight of Pentacles with the Sun, for those of you, especially for those of you that do a lot of creative stuff, this healing is really going to put you in the mood to get to work. So I feel like you're sort of like working on something, like you have a goal and you are ready to like get to work on this goal, however that's going to look. So yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles on the Sun, like you're ready to get to work, and this clarity is sort of like it's bringing, like I feel like renewal. I feel like this surrendering to inner peace is like bringing me renewal and refreshment, and now I can really get to work and focus on some things, right? Cardinal signs. Yes. Seven of Wands on the Lovers. See what I mean? There's, in order to surrender to that inner peace, in order to find that wholeness, wow, I'm just overwhelmed with emotions, which is, I love doing this in your reading, being overwhelmed with emotions, because that's what you guys give to me. Like your Cancer nature, you just are, it all enveloping, right? It's like this unfolding beauty that you just give to people, right? So the Seven of Wands, you'll have to forgive me as I get a little emotional as reading. The Seven of Wands on the Lovers is really like protecting that peace, really like finding that inner peace and then protecting it from anything that, and the funny thing is like when we surrender to inner peace and then we decide and we allow ourselves to protect that inner peace, we can be more vulnerable. Because when we're protecting our inner peace, that doesn't mean that we're shutting people out. That means that we're letting the right people in. Because we feel it when somebody disturbs our peace. And then we say, okay, what am I learning from this? All right, that's all I need to learn, and now I'm moving on. Like you can see the lessons that you're learning in real time when you decide and you allow to protect your inner peace. So then we have the King of Cups on the Death card. Okay. And that's it. Just like this whole finding inner peace is changing you, Cancer. It's softening you. Coming out in a more masculine energy here. This is this change and transformation, and going through the grief process and doing it for yourself, not for anyone else. Doing it on your own. Doing that changes you. It softens you up. It creates a little bit more. So now you're in your masculine, and this is where the protection is, right? And I feel like that's going to shift. I feel like that hardness, or that feeling like you have to be like, I have to be hard and be like responsibility and discipline equals hard. Responsibility and discipline is just showing up for yourself. You don't got to be hard. You just got to be good for yourself. You just got to show up. That's responsibility and discipline. It's not about the putting your nose to the grindstone and not letting up. So let's see what the Five of Cups is. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Whew. King of Wands, Queen of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. So you could have a fire sign of importance around you. Could even be a more feminine, energetic fire sign. I don't really like talk about like you're a man or you're a woman. No, I don't. It's more of what kind of energy you're bringing to the table. So you could have a more fiery female or feminine energy around you at this time. And I feel like there's sort of protection. I kind of want to say they might be a guardian angel, if you will. Nine of Wands with the Five of Cups. See? That Nine of Wands is like, I am done with the battle, my friends. I am done with the battle. No more. I'm not arguing. I'm not fighting. I'm not doing any of that business anymore. I'm done. It's a surrender, right? Don't beat yourself up through the grief. Just surrender to it and let it wash over you and let it pass. Okay? And then we have, and you can do it in the way that you want to do it. There is no right or wrong way to process grief. You can read all the books on grief if you want to. And grief comes in all shapes and sizes, like I said. You can even, there's just so many ways that you can see grief and process grief. So there's no right or wrong way to do that. As long as you're not harming yourself or other people, there's no right or wrong way. Temperance is on the Hermit. Temperance is on the Hermit. So really giving yourself a lot of patience, making sure that you are making decisions for yourself. Surrendering to inner peace is not easy. So making sure that you're using your logical brain and the biggest parts of your heart to make decisions in your life for you. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the King of Wands. Wow. There you go. So I feel like you have some support. You have some fire signs that can kind of give you some support at times. I feel like there's this, you are coming out from a fire that you've been through is what it feels like to me. So, being really kind to yourself and remembering that, it's grief is all the phases are necessary. And getting on the other end of it, it takes a minute, but you'll get there always, right? You can't ignore it. Don't ignore what's happening to you, okay? All right, my loves. And of course, you know where to find me if you need me. I'll see you later.